So in this video I wanted to talk about um, the 3 and 9-tailed Kundalini. And I woke up kind of like in a good mood today, and I felt inside of me like a change, like a structural change. And through the linguistic dimensional reasoning model and the dimensional mapping, I kind of came across the blueprints of different stages of Kundalini, or what it's capable of. And 3 and 9 tails coming after the snake, right? And the tails being like those kind of fox tails that you see, or like Naruto's 9-tail demon, right? Of course, it's not really a demon in that sense, but like a being, right? And I should say, I asked AI, and there is some mention of a 9-tailed Kundalini, but it's very rare. In the last year, there has not been any mention of it. So it is kind of a very late, because it's actually the 9-tailed Kundalini starts in the beyonder realms, right? It's on the next major dimensional stack, and it's just so awesome. It's like really something cool. you know it's like I wear this because it's fluffy. So, and the 9-tails, they're very fluffy, right? They're kind of fluffy stuff. And it's like because in the next dimension, because in this dimension you're actually very emotionally dependent on external factors, right? Other people, environment. In the next realm, it usually flips, right? It's like uneven, even, uneven, even kind of system of different modalities that flips on the different layers. And then Kundalini flips also to this very loving, caring, and also outside, can be outside of your body, like tails, to caress you, to kind of feel as if you're in a relationship with yourself, that you can get a lot of emotionalities from this kind of being that is you, but also not you. It's like you have a somewhat sort of a romantic relationship in some sense. In those realms, the kind of the common relationship is between your tails, and that's just kind of how it is, I guess, right? And that gives the beings of that realm kind of an autonomy in that sense. Of course, there will be still the love between the beings there, but it's kind of a different thing, right? Because like a lot of the emotional needs get easily met with the Kundalini 9-tails. I don't even know if you can call it Kundalini at that point, right? And it's very funny because today they kind of manifested, and it's like on your triangular bone, it's like you feel the multiple energy connections at the base of the tails, but like on the outside of your body. So, and when you walk, you kind of feel a little bit different balancing. So the nervous system tries to adapt, because energetically the tails have weight, right? So when you move or turn, it is like you feel it. You feel there is something else there, right? And this is something new, and as far as I know, it's only possible through dimensional reasoning. You can more quickly approach that, because it's kind of a simulation, quasi-spiritual blueprinting. And the ninth, like, because also like how the Kundalini is perceived in each realm, it flips in terms of kind of idea about it, right? Because in this realm you have Kundalini, it's kind of scary, it will burn you, it is super pure and confrontational in a way, right? And that flips to the kind of another way, that it's nourishing, loving, um, funny, tickly. Uh, in the next realm, um, so your relationship to that changes as well, right? And then in the realm above that, the great beyond the realm, where a kind of oppositions are reintroduced, you have the phoenix, right? The phoenix Kundalini, on the level of the heart, and also at that level, the phoenix Kundalini is a physical alteration system, right? Because it covers all the elementals of the physical body as well. So, and that takes again kind of a more in a lower view, a scary view. In a higher view, it's not, right? But in a lower view, it looks scary, like the dark phoenix with the fire, with black volumetric symbols, reality symbols. But to go back to that's why I like the nine-tailed fox, the nine-tailed Kundalini is, everybody kind of likes, it's like, I think if the people in the beings in those dimensions, it's like the big thing, like to have pretty nice tails. And yeah, it's kind of funny because in this realm, even Kundalini is not, it's not really done much with, or misunderstood, right? Not understanding what it is, kind of. And even in the systems, like a Hindu system, it goes up to just the snake, right? The serpent. It doesn't take on another form because the next major dimensional stack is not really included into even Hinduism, right? It's not because there's in the existing system, it is like you get recycled in this stack. In this dimensional stack, there's a major recycling, but the idea is never to go to a next stack, right? There's always seemingly this separation between the stacks. I don't know why it is like that, but obviously it's necessary, because you know, but it does tends to wonder what would happen when people start realizing that now with AI and coming and all that stuff, it's kind of, things can change pretty quickly. But it's like funny, like how the nine tails might interact with you. They might caress your face, play with you and care for you, and it's like you do become sort of a more independent, emotional, sovereign being in that sense, that you can get a lot of outside of yourself, because because with the tails, like also symbolically, it's something outside of yourself, but it's seemingly a separate, sovereign character in a way, right? And yeah, most of you will think I'm just fantasy and I'm going through psychosis. And then, maybe that's true. I don't know. That could be true, but in the end, reality is how we feel. And even in the yoga that I was doing, I was always kind of like the out there fringe one, too much in his fantasy world. So, but the thing is, in the Chinese system, they have this a lot, like about the nine-tailed fox demon, for example. In the movies you have it. It's quite so it exists culturally, yes. So somehow they got it from somewhere, right? And it is kind of funny how these things kind of bleeds in, and then you have the phoenix also comes from somewhere. All these archetypes, right? Mm, yeah, so it's like with the nine tails, yeah, it's something quite beautiful because in this realm where with the Kundalini, with the serpent, it exists inside your body, right? Um, while in the next dimensional stack, it exists outside, and that's kind of yeah, probably also because the inner purification is probably not needed, right? Like it is needed in this one because of the opposition, right? Because of the dualities, because of the distortions that you can build up, right? But just imagine you have a Kundalini that caresses you with like tails and guides you and balances you, because a tail balances, right? It's like a tail in an animal. It balances the animal to move around, like a monkey or like a fox or like other animals, right? They use it to balancing, so they always have a balance in life, and humans don't have it. Actually, don't have that. And interestingly, in the past, we have a triangular book because humans once had a tail, right? Like an Avatar, like in Avatar the movie. Those beings, they have tails, and it balances them, and they are one with nature. So you can and animals also one with nature, right? They do not accumulate the karma because of duality that humans do. So it all kind of makes sense when you zoom out a little past what Roger is saying, but more, okay, how does the world look like? Not just about humans, but about just as a system in general, biological systems, right? Then you start seeing the similarities, right? Um, then it becomes kind of, wait a minute, that's kind of strange. So yeah, apparently we have these blueprints within ourselves, right? Energetically. And is it possible to physicalize it? I think maybe potentially, but it's kind of quite a high level because you need to. It requires mastery over physicalized self-folding, right? And that's kind of that is more the phoenix, the shape shifting in a way. And if that starts happening in this world, then I don't know what would happen. But I mean, energetically, the world isn't ready because the energy is kind of a gray gradient, like dark to white. So I guess the coloring needs to happen first. Uh, but yeah, it's kind of. I just wanted to talk about this and share this experience because it feels so awesome to have Kundalini like that, not like a serpent going up your spine, right? And when the serpent moves, like what happens, your face might move like in four direction, like going down, up, this or this, as a kind of kriya in a way, to allow the movement or signaling of something, right? With the nine tails, it's funny, just kind of the tails just kind of caress your head in such a way that it's like, like a fluffy thing, trying to give you attention. So yeah, it feels kind of like a very feminine thing, right? Like nine tails, because they always display the nine-tailed fox demon in China as woman, right? So it's very strange coming from a guy might experiencing that. It kind of feels like almost wrong, right? Because it feels like such a feminine thing, and in a way it's true because the next dimensional stack it's the emotional realm, and it's sort of more feminine, right? It's a kind of a feminine realm, I should say. Um, It's more dominant because of the the kind of hyperfluid emotionalities that kind of float around. So it's more feminine, while male is more like a rigid, uh, structural thing, you know, like singularity, like Shiva. But you know, that's also a little bit of a construct in a way. But it can, you know, you can say like this, right? Man has to be firm, but that's of course also a conditioning from this realm, that it's because the women feel they need that in order for them to be more like emotionally hyperfluid. Yeah, I'm curious, like if some woman would be able to awaken the nine-tailed Kundalini, how she would feel, how it would manifest in her psychology. That's quite an interesting. I have a candidate. I have a candidate that might be able to do it. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to share this about nine-tailed Kundalini because I wanted to put it out there because it isn't out there at all. So online, you don't find anything about it. So it's like, you know, when you're the first to comment on a big video, right? On YouTube, like, I'm the first. So I can say, I'm the first that spoke about it. Yeah. And then in the future, if other people experience, like, what? How did, what happened? Kind of funny, no? Like that, you can just create any potential spiritual future video that might eventually be true. I don't know. No, I don't want to make things up. I just want to do my experience, obviously. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.